Hey girls, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica May and today we're talking about belly bloat. Let's start off right away with a few questions. Have you ever felt like you have a balloon trapped in your belly? Or have you ever felt like you're with a child after a meal? Or like you're about to give birth to your lunch? If your answer is yes, chances are you've been bloated. Well, welcome aboard with the rest of us experiencing bloating every now and then. Spoiler alert, it's not a happy place. That's why today we're diving into everything about it. Starting from what the heck is bloating? Why is it happening to us? How to make a difference between bloating and belly fat? How to debloat fast? And how to get rid of bloating and prevent it from happening in the future. But before we start, make sure to take a second to subscribe to my channel and give me a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel a ton. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's go. First of all, let me start by saying that bloating is a completely normal thing if it's happening every now and then. However, if you're experiencing chronic bloating or you're in constant pain, please make sure to contact your doctor to exclude some bigger health issues first. Now, let's start with what bloating actually is. Bloating is a condition that happens when your gastrointestinal tract is filled with air or gas. So, long story short, every time you eat, food travels from your mouth to your belly, into your small intestine, and eventually finds its way to your large intestine. And here in the large intestine is where the food actually gets broken down by the good bacteria. As the bacteria breaks down the food, it releases gas. Now, this is a process that happens to all of us whenever we eat. However, the more your bacteria struggles to break down certain food, the more gas it produces, which leads to bloating. And that's basically how bloating happens. This also means that every time our microbiota is in disbalance for any certain reason, we get bloated. But how do we tell the difference between bloated belly and belly fat? I know for some of you this might be obvious, however, I get this question a lot. And although there is a huge difference between these two, I can see why it can be confusing to determine which one you have. So, just to get it out of the way, here are the main differences between belly fat and bloat. First of all, bloating is limited only to the stomach area, while belly fat is stored throughout the whole body, not just one area. So if your belly is the only body part that has expanded, it's most likely bloat. Number 2, bloating comes and goes. You may wake up feeling okay and then get bloated after your breakfast, but belly fat will stay constant during the whole day. Also, bloating will usually cause your belly to feel hard and tight, whereas belly fat will feel soft and spongy. Lastly, belly bloat is uncomfortable and can be pretty painful, while weight gain and belly fat are painless. For the sake of visualizing it, I'll just add some reference photos. This is bloating and this is belly fat. So, bloating, belly fat. Now, what causes bloating? Well, bloating can happen for a number of reasons. From eating too fast, swallowing more air, eating sugar or sugar replacements, too much fructose, too much fiber, not enough fiber, eating salty foods, eating highly processed foods, alcohol and carbonated drinks, food intolerance, such as lactose or gluten intolerance, antibiotics or any other drugs, ovulating and menstrual cycle, our lifestyle, how much we sleep, stress, anxiety. So basically, life can cause bloating. However, this doesn't change the fact that bloating can be really painful and uncomfortable to live with. I found myself in situations where I'm out and I get bloated from out of nowhere, and it's a real nightmare, especially if I'm in tight clothes and my stomach is just pumped and getting ready to explode and I don't know what to do about it. So here are some of the fast debloat tips that work for me. Number 1, having peppermint tea. Peppermint relaxes your digestive system and can also help ease pain. It also prevents smooth muscles from contracting, which could relieve spasms in your gut. I've heard that chamomile tea works for some people better. Whatever you go for, just make sure to have it clean, no sugar or sweeteners added. Having a banana has been also proven to work for some people in relieving bloating, since the potassium can help counteract bloating. It basically can help balance the excess sodium in your body and relieve some of the water retention that causes bloating. Taking a walk can help. I know it can be hard to move with all that gas trapped inside your belly, not to mention the possibility that your bloating is painful. However, taking a walk or having any kind of physical activity, even hitting the gym, is probably one of the most effective ways to reduce bloating immediately. Also, yoga is especially helpful, at least for me. I feel like yoga and stretching have done the most for me in terms of getting excess gas out of my system, especially those gas relieving poses, aka the farting poses, such as the child pose, happy baby pose, knees to chest. Try it out. Try it out, you'll see. Probiotics may help. They are made of strains of bacteria that help your gut stay healthy by restoring its balance. However, when it comes to probiotics, again, it differs from one person to another. While it may be working for some, it may do absolutely nothing for other people. The good thing about probiotics, however, is that there are really no side effects of taking it, so it could be worth a try. Now to the fun part. How do we reduce bloating on the long run? How do we make sure bloating doesn't happen to us very often? I have some scientifically proven ways up my sleeve to effectively get rid of bloating, so let's just dive right into them. So, tip number 1, eat healthy. Having a healthy diet loaded with fibers, with complex carbs, healthy fats, and proteins is what your gut needs in order to function properly. There's so much more that we still don't know about bloating and gas, but what we do know for sure is that healthy food helps digestion, period. So by implementing a healthy diet in our daily lifestyle, good things will come. This means avoiding or at least reducing highly processed foods, sweets, and all kinds of junk foods loaded with sodium, sugar, and bad fats. Tip number 2, beware of healthy foods that cause bloating. Yes, bloating can be caused by healthy foods too, and I learned it the hard way when I started a plant-based diet. Fiber can help bloating, but too much fiber can be the reason we bloat. So, lots of fruits and veggies will cause bloating for most of us, especially extremely healthy foods such as beans, lentils, and peas, even veggies like cabbage, cauliflower, and kale. So definitely be careful with them, or just find a way to consume them that works for you. For example, simply by soaking your beans and lentils, or by cooking your broccoli or cauliflower, you can avoid gas. Again, this is so individual and can differ from one person to another. So what you can do is, number 3, keep track of what you eat in order to learn which foods cause bloating for you. For example, many people have issues with dairy. However, they don't realize this until they write it in a food journal. I, for example, realized that I actually have problems with pickles and other pickled food just by keeping track of what I eat in 2 weeks. I haven't really stopped eating these foods, but just knowing what causes me to bloat helps me make more mindful decisions. Which brings me to number 4, eat more mindfully and try not to overeat. This means chew well, eat more slowly and more relaxed, and don't overeat, and your digestive system will salute you. Number 5, be cautious of sugar alcohols. We already talked about alcohol and carbonated drinks. However, sugar alcohols are something else. Basically, they are a type of sweeteners that you can find in sugar-free labeled foods and mostly chewing gums. And although for most people these sugar alcohols won't cause any problems. For some of us, they can cause bloating. So if you find it to be a little bit intolerant of these sugar alcohols, make sure to read food labels and look for names like this. And last, try reducing stress and anxiety, because we know for a fact that they are also closely connected and linked to poor digestion. And I know it's a hard thing to ask, and it's not really a tip I would want to give you, just because that's a whole other topic for some other time. So instead, I would say exercise and try to be more active in order to reduce stress and anxiety. I have a lot of workout videos on my channel, so you can just go ahead and break a sweat. And lastly, dear girls, I really hope I helped you just a bit to figure out your bloating problem. I know how frustrating bloating can get, since I myself bloat on a daily basis, but just know that you are amazing and you are healthy despite that food baby that's growing in your belly. And don't you ever let bloating mess with the amazing relationship you have with food. Food is so much more than just energy. It's tradition, it's love, happiness, friendship, memories, and we should enjoy it without feeling guilty or punishing ourselves afterwards. Do you have any tips that helps you reduce bloating? Let us know, please let us know by commenting in the comment section below. We would all love to know. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you girls next time. Bye!